Greetings, divine warriors. Blessings on this fine and beautiful day. And thank you. Thank you for being here today. So today's video is, what are the messages of the negative ego? And what messages does your negative ego give you? Comments below. Understanding the messages are an important part of understanding the ego. So let's look at some of the classic messages, some of the repetitive messages that your negative ego gives you. Now, one of the first messages, and indeed each of these messages, distinctively your own in listening to every potential message, is rather ridiculous. But there are certain classes and certain categories, because you see your ego is negative when it's sick, when it's isolated, when it's being cut off. It turns negative. So negativity is not intelligent. Negativity is dumb, as much as you like to think the negative things that are after you are so crafty. If you really honestly look at them, they are rather repetitive. How does your ego bug you today? You would realize it bugged you that way from, let's say, day one. So does the same stuff, it's nothing new. The same old pattern over and over again, because of your refusal to think, your refusal to grow up, your refusal to take responsibility. Your ego grows into negative. It doesn't make sense. It is the same old trick. It's telling me the same old stuff. I'm buying it just like I did 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Okay? Because of your refusal. So let's look at some of the classic messages. Some of the repetitive and some of the boring messages that your negative ego gives you. So the first message that your ego gives you is, hey, I can handle this by myself. I don't need any help. I don't need anybody helping me. I can take care of it. I don't need you. And I don't even need you. Leave me alone. I'll handle your negative ego for you. I'll take care of your negative ego. If you worry about it, I'll handle it. That is what your negative ego says. I don't want any help. I don't need any help. I can't allow any help. I'll fix everything myself. If you want your negative ego handling, I'll take care of it, is the first message. The second message of negative ego is, I hear this one all the time. I handled that months ago. I don't have a negative ego. I don't need to be listening to this. This doesn't apply to me, said the negative ego. This only applies to other people. I'm very, very proud of myself that I've handled my negative ego. In fact, now that you mention it, I'm a whole lot better than most people. I don't have a negative ego anymore. In fact, as I look around me, this scum has a negative ego in place. I am probably the only one, and I don't know why you don't realize that. This applies to everyone except to you. You go, hey, I handled that last summer. I dealt with that in the wintertime. I've dealt with my negative ego already. It doesn't exist, is what your negative ego says. So the third message of the negative ego, anything short of perfection isn't good enough. You're bad, you're rotten, you're terrible. Don't trust, be perfect. Don't succeed, get sympathy instead. Pity, that's the way to have friends. Pity and sympathy. Don't bother succeeding. They will just criticize you, condemn you, they'll just run you down, right? They will attack you, make you look like a fool. They will just make fun of you. Don't do it. Be part of the crowd. Be part of everybody. Get sympathy and pity, not success. Don't receive love. Don't be so weak. Don't stoop so low. Be above all that. Be stronger than that. You don't receive anything from anybody. The ego will take care of you. You don't need love. The ego will take care of you. Don't do anything. Let everybody else work and you just take the credit. Let them do it. You just take the credit. Those are the third messages that the negative ego gives you. Now the fourth message the negative ego gives you, whenever you do something right, it tells you that you did it wrong. Whatever you do, something wrong, it tells you that you really did it when you make a fool of yourself. It tells you how great you are when you do something with some character. It tells you what a fool you are when you have done something creative. It tells you how stupid and uncreative you are when you have been down. It tells you that you're a genius and how people just don't understand. So the ego lies to you. Everything right, it says, is wrong. Everything wrong, it says, is right. Think about it. Look at that. How often have you really reached some beautiful truth to only have your ego say, you are a stupid fool, and that's dumb, that's not right, that's wrong? How many times have you really changed to only have your ego say, you haven't changed a bit, you dummy, don't buy this, nothing has changed, you are the same old crude you have always been? How often have you gone through the motions to only have your ego tell you you are not only handled it, you have done better than everyone, faster than anybody else. You're the greatest. You are the most magnificent. You have got it all together. Right? Your ego lies. It promises everything and it delivers nothing. Right? Yeah. What was the last promise your negative ego made that it ever delivered on? Nothing. It hasn't. It promises, but it can't do it. It does not deliver. It lies. 4 basic messages. That's all you have. Variations upon a theme, most definitely. Subtle little things here and there, but basically those 4 primary messages. I can do it alone. Don't bother to help because it has been handled. Don't trust. Don't succeed. Don't love. Don't receive. And don't do are the messages of the negative ego. It lies to you, promising you the moon and delivering you nothing. Those are the messages. Which one are yours? Thank you for listening to me today. And maybe there's some other messages that your ego says, and you can write them in the comments below, but I talk about the primary ones today. Blessings.